Good evening. Livio, Regano with tonight's weather. A cooler weekend ahead for the Sunshine Coast, or perhaps less hot weekend might be a better description, because it's only going to bring us back to average. Either way, hopefully we'll feel some relief from the heat as the showers start coming down again. Today's top temps have already fallen a degree or two, so the transition has begun. Still really warm at night though, and I'm afraid that won't change. We've been running minimum temps around 23 degrees all month, and the average is only 21. Now let's look at the satellite loop. You can see that the big swirl of cloud in the Gulf of Carpentaria, it's the monsoon low that we've been talking about for the last few days. It has materialised now, and there's a good chance that by Sunday it will turn into a tropical cyclone. Though the moment it does, it'll head away and cross the Northern Territory border as if nothing happened. A lot of rain around North Queensland from it though, and we'll get the spill over here in the southeast. Locally though, you can see there have been a couple of drops of rain around, most of them north around Taunton or so. Now on today's chart, you can see that we've still got an inland trough, but the coastal trough is a more important thing. It's around near Rocky now, and behind it, a fairly big high in the Great Australian Bight is pushing a cooler southeasterly change. It already arrived yesterday, but hadn't really kicked in. By tomorrow, we'll start to see the winds freshen and the temperatures drop a little bit. And if you look at tomorrow's chart, it's you can kind of see how that happens. The isobars tighten up a little bit. Therefore, the winds not only get stronger, but they draw more cooler air from down south. Like I say, not cool, just less hot. Then on the outlook chart, as the southeasterly trades barrage into the monsoon trough and the upper level trough moves overhead, we'll start to get more rain. And now the latest from the Weather Bureau. The boating forecast for Sunshine Coast waters. Southeasterlies are on the rise. Less than 20 knots tomorrow, but reaching just short of warning strength on Sunday before settling on Monday. Tomorrow morning's high tide's a pretty big one, almost comparable to the spring tide on Monday's new moon. And there's a strong run out to the afternoon low tide. The southeast coast district, some broken cloud around with a decent chance of showers tomorrow. Maroochydore 29 degrees, that's about average. Nambour 28 and Gympie 30. Looking ahead now for Maroochydore, showers are a good chance on most days next week. Bit cooler at first, but temps gradually rising to above average again, with nights indefinitely warm and humid. And that's all for this week. Thanks again for supporting 7 Local. I do hope you join me again on Monday. I certainly intend to be here. And hopefully we can together nut out what's going on there in the big wide world of weather. Have a top weekend. Now it's over to Robbie, Sherwell, with all the stuff you need to know about our local surf conditions.
Thanks, Livio. Well, there's been plenty of fun little waves across the coast beaches during the week with pretty light winds all week long and around that 9-second intervals, sitting around that solid metre or so. Now, the weekend has drawn closer. We are expecting east to southeasterly winds and pretty much east-southeast again on Sunday. But on Sunday, it's getting up between 15 and 20 knots. Tomorrow, it looks like it's only going to be about 10 to 15 knots, hoping for a light reprieve in that wind early mornings with an offshore. We do have high tides between 7:30 and 9 both days. Now, the better place we're checking, we will see tomorrow, it's definitely worth checking Coolum, Alexandra Bay, Maroochydore, Dickey Beach and Ann Street. It's going to be very similar on Sunday, but the swell is supposed to pick up, possibly even up to around that 1.5 metre mark. So on Sunday, if it does, and it is windy, it's worth heading towards the point breaks like Moffat's, Cartwright, Alex, and again the bays at Coolum. If you're thinking about a swim across the coast, all beaches will be open. The tides are pretty high. As that tide goes out, very strong currents and rips. Please stay safe and only swim between the red and yellow flags. Have a wonderful weekend across the coast beaches. Now it's back to you, Rob.
Robbie, thank you, mate. You have a good weekend. You have a nice weekend. Catch you back on Monday night. And a reminder, if you missed anything, we have that replay in a moment on 7:2. Take care. Good night.